everyone. So today is a beautiful, beautiful day, and I thought I would go ahead and do this video out here and enjoy the sunshine, because why be stuck inside when you can be stuck outside? So today's video is the intro video for my homesteading section, and it's also going to be about seed swapping, because that is kind of a time sensitive video, so I'm merging the two. So homesteading obviously has become quite popular recently. You see it all over the internet, things pop up all over the place. I can't tell you how many times I'll just be driving down the road and look over and go, huh, those people have started homesteading. Like, you can just kind of tell. So for those of you who don't know, homesteading and farming are not the same thing. Farming, you are raising products for sale. You may use some of those products, but the point of it is that you are raising things to sell, whether it's meat or vegetable, it doesn't matter. But homesteading is more of a lifestyle choice, where you're attempting to be as self-sufficient as possible, growing your own food, making your own stuff, being more economical, and all kinds of things like that. You can look it up. There's tons of information on the internet. You do not need me to reiterate all the stuff that's already out there. So for us, the goal, I guess, at some point is to have a couple of acres, 2 to 5 maybe, keep chickens, maybe ducks, chickens, probably eggs and meat, raise rabbits, because rabbit is delicious. What else? Probably not goats. Maybe. There's always a possibility. Probably not goats, because although I love most kinds of meat, my husband doesn't do mutton or lamb, and goat is very similar to lamb, so we probably won't be going down that route. I would like to keep sheep simply for the wool, but I don't know that I'll ever have time to really get into that. So that's a possibility somewhere way down the road, but not anytime soon. And obviously gardening is a big thing, not just flowers and not just for fun, but sustainably trying to grow enough that you don't have to buy things at the store. I mean, obviously some stuff I'm not going to grow. I'm not going to grow bananas unless I build myself a tropical atrium, which would be really awesome. Then I could grow bananas or oranges or both. All kinds of stuff I could grow if I had an atrium, so probably not going to happen though. But it would be really, really cool. Anyhow, so at this point, we do not own our own property. We do not own our own house. But that doesn't mean we can't start. So we have been, when I say we, I mean mostly me, because I'm the gardening kind of person. Though everybody helps out here and there. But we've been gardening for a couple years now, since we moved here from China. Because when we lived in China, we were on the 8th floor and had no dirt, except for dirt that I made and put in pots and grew tomatoes on the balcony. But that's a different story, long story. Maybe I'll tell you sometime, but not today. So since we have moved stateside and we've actually had dirt to grow things in, I've been gardening. And some years are better than others, and I think when you move to a new place, there's always like that first year where you have to learn what you're working with and go from there, kind of adjust things. So last year was my first year here, and I learned things about the property. I learned that there's a lot more sand. I learned a lot of stuff. So this year hopefully will be better. My second year at our old house was better than the first year. So I think it takes some time getting used to the place that you're in. So if you decide to do something, always remember the first year is the hardest because you don't know what you're doing yet. Second year will be a lot easier. So don't get discouraged if you try this at home. So today I want to talk about seeds. Not completely about seeds. I want to talk about seed swapping because seeds obviously are a huge and really important part of gardening. You can buy plants and put them in the ground, but that's a lot more expensive, and if you are trying to live more sustainably and economically and whatnot, it's a lot better if you can buy seeds and then grow the plants yourself. Also, if you really get into it, you can save seeds and then you only have to buy them once. Or theoretically, I mean, sometimes you have a bad year and you don't get to save seeds off of anything. Stuff like that happens. But ideally, you can buy seeds and then you can save them. Some things are easier to save seeds off of than others. If you leave lettuce, they bolt. They get lots of flowers on them. They can self-pollinate. They don't need multiple plants for pollination. Root vegetables, radishes are really easy. Radishes are my number one recommendation for starting seed saving because they are so easy to save seeds from. Excuse me. So, seed saving is a big thing. But if you're wanting to try new stuff and you don't want to buy a bunch of stuff, a really, really fun way to get some new varieties is to do a seed swap. Now, there are all kinds of seed swaps all over the place. I have used the Super Duper Seed Swap, which you can find the link here if it goes through on the video, right? It's www.superduperseedswap.com. I'll also put the link down in the description. And basically what you do is you register, and then, which is like, I think it's $1 or something like that. Okay, you can sit with me. So, that is only like $1, and it might be refunded, I'm not sure. I think it's just to make it official that you're like buying something. So, essentially it's free and you only pay the shipping. But what you do is you send in 20 packets of seeds, and you can have them be handmade packets, or they can be in plastic bags. You know, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It's nice, you know, when you get like little handmade packages with pictures drawn on them or whatever. Those are fun. But it doesn't have to be like that. The point of it is that you are sharing seeds with other people. So what you do is you send in 20 packets of seeds. They can be all the same or it can be mixed. It doesn't have to be hundreds of seeds. You know, it just has to be a reasonable amount. You know, like 1 carrot seed is not great. 20 carrot seeds is okay. 1 bean seed isn't good, but 3 or 4 is good. So, what you do is you send them in, which the shipping obviously, get your thumb out of your mouth. The shipping depends on where you are. I think they're up in New England somewhere, so for me it's just a couple of dollars. So the equivalent of just, 1 or 2 packs of seeds, depending on the seeds and where I get them from. And what they do is they collect all of them and then they redistribute them. So you get 20 packets back of mixed varieties from different people. And usually those people are in Instagram. So they put their hashtag, their @whatever on Instagram. And you can find more people to be friends with and to follow. So that's also fun. So last year, I did 2 seed swaps. I wanted to do 3, but I restrained myself a little bit. But I did 2. I did their regular one, and I also did their, come here, dirty boy. I also did their flowers only seed swap. And last year I made my own packets and I drew pictures on it, and it was mixed varieties and everything. But this year I don't really have time for all of that, so I'm doing all 1 variety and I'm putting them in plastic bags. But the variety that I'm choosing to share is one that I have tons of seeds from. This is actually extra seeds that I was going to try cooking and see if they work as a cooked bean also, which I haven't done yet. But I have extra ones that I haven't even shelled yet, so that's fine. I can check those ones. So these are my favorite bean the last couple years. Here where we live, we get hot, humid summers, and once you kind of hit like actual beginning of summer, you know, like July, the beans really don't do very good because it's just too hot and humid and bugs get to them and all kinds of mess. But these are long beans, Chinese long beans, Asian long beans, noodle beans, yard long beans, whatever you want to call them. These are green ones, not the red ones. But that's what these are. And in the like late spring, they grow a little bit, but not too much. But these are native to Southeast Asia. So by the time you get to hot, humid summer, these things thrive. They just go crazy. And they're very pest resistant. So, like bean beetles actually don't really bother these that much. Like my other beans can be completely destroyed by bean beetles. And these might have like 2 holes and a random leaf here or there. I did get aphids on these last year, which last year was the first year I've ever had aphids. So that was a bit of a surprise. But even with the aphids on them, they just kept going. I mean, not quite as good, obviously, but they didn't die off. And even when I cut them back to the ground, they started growing back up again. So they're really good, really resistant to pest and disease, and they thrive in heat and humidity. So these are great summer bean. They're good for stir fries. Not quite as good for pickling, but like any kind of cooked bean, stir-fried bean is really, really good. So I'm going to be sharing these in my seed packets and sending them in. And then when I get my seed packets back, it's like Christmas all over again. And I'll do a video and show you guys what I get. But I'm going to be splitting these up into 20 separate bags and marking them and sending them out. Alright, so I have 5 bags, only 15 to go, and I have my name and my Instagram, and that I'm also on YouTube, and what they are, and that they thrive in heat and humidity. So I will make 15 more of those and get them out there. So if you've never heard of it, I suggest you try it. They do one in the winter, they do one in the fall. I think they did one at Christmas time this year, or it might have been a different seed swap. There are lots of different seed swaps, but this is a really big one. And I've been very pleased with how they handle things. And they also do like prizes and stuff sometimes, so like every day leading up to when they're going to ship them out, you know, they, for like a week or something, they choose a name and that person gets an extra thing put in their box. So if you haven't tried it before, I suggest you try it. If you have other gardening friends, swap with your friends. Probably going to be doing that this year too. So, you know, seeds. They're a wonderful, beautiful thing. Little tiny packages that grow plants, which turn into food that you can eat and share and save and eat later and do all kinds of stuff with. So, save your seeds, share your seeds. And if you enjoy this kind of video, please like, share, subscribe. I do homesteading videos every Thursday. And at the end of this video, you will see my schedule, so you can see what other kinds of videos I put out and when I put them out. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope I'll see you guys again next week. Bye. Brain fart. Up. So far.